What is going on? Holy moly, we got some stuff going on. Things are absolutely crazy at the moment. I want to jump into some market stuff, some news stuff, and yesterday we got the opportunity to talk about meme coins, and there's another meme coin that is on its way to come out, and we are going to get into it. It is put out by a controversial figure in the space known as Machi Big Brother. I don't know if we're going to delve into any of the past controversy. What we will get into is how much money has been raised in how short of a period and what that means for the ecosystem. Yeah. And give me one. I think we're good. So what I want to get into, so a couple things. There was a crazy hack yesterday, and about $62.8 million was taken by a dev, one of the developers for this project. And it turns out that the developer was actually posing as 3 different developers, all receiving salary, all with access to this particular project. This developer had access to the private keys for the project and tried to make a fast getaway, but there were some people that came to the rescue, and it's interesting. This is done on a blockchain that is segregated. So this blockchain had the option of closing the door and making sure that the thief was not able to leave with these funds. In doing so, in closing that door, it represents the fact that possibly this push that everybody is trying to reach toward decentralization, right? Is it a pipe dream? When push comes to shove and shit goes wrong, and it always does and it always will, is decentralization something that we want and something that we need and something that is going to be beneficial for everybody? It's interesting. When I talk to people about cryptocurrency, there are a ton of people who are not interested in self-custody. They have no intention of holding Bitcoin or creating a wallet, never wanted to, never will never entertain that idea. Those people exist. Think of people in your life that are not tech friendly. Now try and get that person to understand cryptocurrency and the idea of self-custody and implications surrounding that. So in that, these ETFs offer a really good vehicle for people to get exposure to this ecosystem without having their own private keys, which is, I think holding private keys will be a service in the future. I don't want to get sidetracked. Anyway, there was a malicious actor yesterday that tried to make his way off with money, and Zach XBT and Pac-Man from Blur joined forces and were able to, I don't know how, but come up with a solution to the problem. And I think the entire episode took about 4 hours from start to finish. And when I woke up this morning to do my news reporting, which is what some of this is from, and I'm giving you updates from the day, but they had resolved this issue. So there were people that had invested, let's say $300,000. And when they went to bed last night, it was gone with no remedy. And people were tweeting things like, that's the game. To wake up the next morning and find out the game is turned and that money is not lost. Wow, what a wonderful morning. So crisis was averted with this NFT project called Munchables. Very interesting. Chaos to clarity, noise to narrative. It is Wednesday, March 27th, and it's time for some rare bits. Today, the Crypto Greed and Fear Index is an 83. We're up 2 degrees. NFT sentiment is 53 degrees. We like that. It is a perfect temperature. It is flat from yesterday. Top crypto search term for the normies, is TokenFi. The ticker sign is TOKEN. It is up 244% on the 7-day. I advise doing your own research on this. There are some interesting prospects with this. I like it as a possible play long-term. Once again, the ticker is TOKEN. Top NFT search term is Trump Bible. I do not know why that is coming up. It makes me think of the Bible that Trump used during the riots in Washington, D.C. Possibly a photo of that as an NFT. I will delve into that and see what that means. Today, the Bitcoin dominance is up, ETH dominance is down. ETH NFT sales volume is up 38%. It is up 2% on Solana. We have 23 days to the Bitcoin halving. There is an interesting group of weathermen in the UAE, and they have decided to embrace utilizing VR headsets to give the weather to their audience. So it's like me talking to you, but with a VR headset on. And interesting, it is their push toward technology, and it's always interesting to see different people take this in different strides as they push for different things. But if you guys have not seen Arabia weather, you should check it out because it is becoming something that is interesting and fun to watch. And we have BNB. It has been on a tear. If you've been listening to my podcast or following the Substack, we have been doing technical analysis on BNB, saying it has been a buy since about $300. We are eyeing about 588. We'll see what it is in a minute. There's some new targets though. Like if we hit 610, a lot of good things are going to happen. And before we get into some more news, let's get into some number for the nerds. And in doing so, let me see. So there's a bunch of stuff going on in the space. So let's look at the heat map today. And currently the heat map, as you can see, it's a sea of red, which is fine. We are looking at the 1 day. If I switch over to the 1 hour, we see that it's all green. So it's been tinkering like this all day. I think on the 24 hours, we're going to see some red, but on the day, it has had these spurts of trying to turn around. So what are we talking about? I want to run into some numbers real quick. So just on the currencies for the hour, you can see we're down for the hour. If you look at the day, our percentage is down. Nobody's down more than, at least for the top coins, 2 or 3%. So that volatility is absolutely expected. When in doubt, zoom out. Looking at the week, everything is up for the week. We've got a few contenders that are just missing. Solana is one of the ones that is down for the week, but it is up 81% on the month. Keep all of these things in perspective as you look at these coins. We are at the start of some magical things happening, in my opinion. Do not get fearful when you see these dips. Today, these little dips are representations by the fear, by the red. I wanted to look at some of the Bitcoin technical analysis and talk about some of these oscillators and moving averages that people are using to figure out when to buy Bitcoin. I have been watching these for the longest time. It says buy. I don't know why we need a technical chart to look at this. The momentum is real. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. You don't need me to show you a chart that says buy and strong buy. Though, when we do look at the oscillators on the day, if you are trading the market, sometimes there are representations to sell. But if we pop over to the month, oscillators are neutral. You can, depending upon when you got into the game, it might be a time to sell. But if you look at the summary and the moving averages, everything says strong buy. That's just on the month. Keep that in mind when you're getting into this game. Looking at some of the top sales, I just wanted to talk about, so D's node, it is on the Solana ecosystem. These are selling for about $200,000. And having access to this node gives you the ability to play this meme coin game at a different level than most of us are playing it. A lot of people in the space are using something called BonkBot or something similar. D's node, it's a different. You are become a professional shitcoin trader, and that is one of the answers to do it. And they're selling for so much money because they offer so much benefit. And while we are on this page, I wanted to look at blockchains by NFT sales volume. And again, we had Bitcoin running the show for quite a bit. The second day in a row that Ethereum has topped out. Ethereum has done about $16.9 million in the last 24 hours, while Bitcoin is coming in at about 11.3, Solana about 6.9. Looking at ETH activity, base activity, and Solana activity, and this is something that I want to start getting into people's heads. And it's funny, this one of these websites that I use for analytics, it's called Symbol. Symbol.xyz, and they were one of the first websites that I saw start to incorporate the base statistics. Now, it would be awesome if we could get websites to incorporate Polygon, Ethereum, Solana, Base, Axie. There's a couple different things. It would be great. Bitcoin, to start to see these charts all together, because it's becoming, as we get closer to omni-chain, these differentials between chains are becoming, in my view, less important. We are starting to see this mixture, this all-chain mentality begin to form. In my view, as that mentality begins to form, that's done around the idea of creating better UX and UI for people that are being onboarded. So as the UX, the user experience gets better, it's going to be easier to purchase assets, maneuver money across chains seamlessly, just in your wallet. So we're getting closer to that. We're starting to see websites adopt different metrics. I love seeing this. Base, yeah, like we said, at the moment, so my report was done, I would say, early this morning. So at this moment, everything is down on the 24 hours except Ethereum. That is trading up. And it's interesting, some of that is going to be attributed to, there are some announcements from Azuki. We're going to get into some fun shit. We are going to get into some fun shit. But while we are doing that, let me, I'm going to see something super quick. How do we do this? I am going to try and get a quick thing of water. So just bear with me for 1 second. All right, holy moly, that was even too happy for me. Holy moly, I apologize in advance for that. What are you gonna do? Okay, all right. So listen, you can see we are looking at the Ethereum NFT heat map, and we can see that a lot of these collections are in the green. And what I wanted to get into is a couple of these collections. So, man, it's nice to just see the Ethereum heat map green again, because the emphasis has been on Solana and Bitcoin. I talked about this on my podcast when everybody went to these other ecosystems that I love and also participate in. I just saw this opportunity to play the ETH game. I am hoping that is going to come to fruition at this time. It's nice to see activity back over here. So it's not a ton of activity, granted, but I just think, excuse me, in the ETH NFT ecosystem, there have been some buying opportunities. Excuse me, the water went down the wrong pipe. Okay, so looking at what we have here, so these are the top movers. This is on the 7 day. I actually want to switch this to the 1 day. So just as I said. Look at the movement. Holy moly. 1 day volume up 191%, 159%, 302% on the Azuki, the Beans Official, and the Azuki Elementals collection. What is happening? Well, they have decided today to release information that they are going to be dropping a token. And the word on the street is that we don't know what allocation is going to be for the tokens or how it is going to work, but there is speculation that on a date in the future around this anime event that is going to be overseas, they are going to announce their famous check your wallets. And at that point, many people are expecting to have token allocation depending on what assets you are holding. So it is driving the elemental price, the beans price, and the Azuki price up. It is going to be interesting to watch this. What are we talking about? It's nice. I mean, the Azuki floor has actually gone down a bit because people are going to be rapidly trading this, trying to get in and out of stuff, possibly find stuff they want. If people do believe that this Azuki ecosystem is going to come back to life, the reason why I see the price going down now is possibly because people are trying to maneuver around and actually get a PFP that they like for long term, thinking that there might be some positivity, some momentum to take advantage of and keep this community afloat. So, top 5 movers: Azuki Elementals, Beans, Azukis, Mintify Genesis, Shizo Posters. Don't know about them. There have been 217 of those trades. They're trading at 0.34 ETH. It is very interesting. I am going to switch over to the Solana ecosystem. So as you can see, some of the collections on the Solana are in the red. What does that mean? We are looking at, on the one day, the top 5 movers are Froganas, Mad Lads, Mutant Mon, Tensorians, and Bears Studio. The Bears Studio, wow, what a ripper. 2,910 sales in the last 24 hours. And look at that, Froganas. We always talk about this on the podcast. The Froganas are back up to their crazy amounts of volume. They have done 10,000 sales, 10,400 sales in the last 24 hours. And the price has actually dropped. It usually rides around that $500 mark, and now it's riding at about $460. This is definitely not something like you're trading this for a specific reason. This is not a collection to jump into right now. And it's unfortunate too because the collection is really an interesting art collection. I am a fan of the art, but the trading volume on it just makes it very, I don't know. I don't know that there's a community around it now. There's just a bunch of, I think, robots trading this back and forth to each other. So it's always interesting to see how these things start to play out. Looking at the Bitcoin ecosystem, we have the Runestones, Node Monkeys, Bitcoin Puppets, RSIC Meta Protocol, and Sense, which is a new addition. I talked about that this morning on my podcast, just mentioning it being a new addition. I know nothing about it. There have been 3,334 sales in the last 24 hours. It is a brand new collection. There are 13 pending. The Game of Blocks is the only other collection I see currently with more pending. So the Game of Blocks, how many sales have they had? They've had about 1,100 sales in the last 24 hours. So it does seem like Sense has taken some of the attention. I saw people collecting different pennies from different dates. We will see. I will delve into that possibly tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon on the podcast. Now, I wanted to talk about some real world assets because these are going to be the absolute rage moving forward. You know what? And I am going to actually circle back to that because I want to finish some of the news and some of the stuff that is going on. I wanted to pull up Poa Poa Pa. I do not know how to say it, but you have the ability to see my X screen. And this dog belongs to Machi Big Brother. And Boba Opa is the name. And it's a cute dog. That's a very cute dog. And dogs and cats seem to be the meme coin range. This is a new meme coin that Machi Big Brother decided to put out today. There is, if you would like to participate in this activity, there is a contract address, and you like this tweet, you retweet it, you drop your Solana wallet, and you send this address $200 minimum. Now, if you're not from this ecosystem, that sounds really strange. If you're from this ecosystem, you realize it is really strange. And we all have a sickness, and it's called gambling and shooting for the moon. But on the upside, what is happening is we have an individual in this space that people know. And he is a massive holder of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And he is an interesting individual in the space. People love him or hate him. He causes people to have a reaction, whether it's good or bad. He has an opinion on many things. I'm not going to get into the past. I want to stay current and think about the present and where we're going. So along with being a huge holder in the Bored Ape Yacht Club, he is a large allocation of the Bored Ape token. So that gives him voting power in what the Bored Ape, all just other shit. He's involved in the community, in the Web3 community. He's a somebody who loves this ecosystem, and he participates in it regularly. Earlier in the week, he announced that he was thinking about dropping a token. And the fudders, the people who are not fans of Machi, say, okay, scam, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to get into it. The people who understand the meta and understand the hype that is around this individual announcing he's going to drop a token, understand how to play the game. So when earlier this afternoon, Machi created this Twitter page, there are now 19,000 followers for this Twitter page. He posted exactly 6 hours ago, he posted the contract address and said, like, retweet this and begin to send me money. The minimum you can send me is 1 Solana. And as we know so the minimum entry point was $185 today. That's the price of 1 Solana. So at this moment, that wallet in the last 6 hours has received $32,332,395.57. That is the Web3 community. So $32 million has been sent to this individual, and we have not heard from him since. I'm not saying that anything bad is going to happen, but that's the mentality of this Web3 ecosystem in this meme coin, player versus player. How do you find these narratives that make sense? How do you get involved with this stuff? How do you participate? So this token just dropped 6 hours ago. And I have friends in the space that sent him 100 Solana. And there are people that are complaining because he has not capped it. He has not shut down the pre-sale allocation. And some people are super bullish on it, say, let it ride, let it roll. And other people would like it to stop because it means that you get rewarded for being early. And we're 6 hours into it. When do they cut off the rewards? When is it still special to be involved? So people still have the ability to send this contract money, and what will happen is in a few hours, possibly, we don't know, but at some point this token will launch, and any Solana that you sent to this address, that address will send you back this new token called Boba Opa, and you will have the new Boba Opa token in your wallet. And what's interesting about this is the volume that Machi has been able to create off of this. It brings with it notoriety and notability. And in my view, he has crossed this $30 million threshold in such a short amount of time. Now exchanges are going to be interested in saying, hey, would you like to list your token on our exchange, which will open it up to a whole nother swath of momentum. Then when you look at the actual dog itself, the dog is super cute, and that is part of the narrative. It is a dog and cat game in the meme world at the moment, so I think this is interesting to watch. Yes, I did send Machi 1 Solana, so yeah, I'm not super invested in this, but as you can see, people are still sending 1 minute ago, 1 minute ago, 1 minute ago. These are all people that are sending. So some people are sending small amounts, but this has just gone on for the last 6 hours. And as you can see, these are all deposits. I'm showing 50 per page. So in the last 5 minutes, there have been over 50 people that have sent this contract money. So it is going to be something to watch. I'm sure tomorrow I will be reporting on Boba Opa, minimum 1 Sol. It's interesting shit. So I think so then it brings up this idea, like, what do you do with this token when you get it? Do you have to stay up all night? He's in a different time zone. If it drops at 2 a.m., Are you going to stay up to sell it the minute it hits the exchanges? The minute you have the ability to sell it, are you going to sell it? Are you going to hold it? Is this dog cute enough to rally some support from the community and continue to go up? Are you an idiot if you sell it right away, even if you can double your money? Are you going to hold out for a 6X, a 30X? Some of these people that are investing large amounts of money, they're holding out for, yeah. You know, it's funny. I think the safe way to play this game is you can chip away and take these little 20, 30% chips. You can win all day. The coin ran up 20%. Let's take our money off the table. And the idea is that that's a mentality from the stock market. I'm just giving you kind of the word on the street. Those are stock market games. This is the crypto game. You're looking for 1,000x. You're looking for 500x, 20% gain. Why are you wasting your time? But with risk, with that reward comes risk. Like you put money in and it disappears like that, and it's so crazy. So this is all interesting shit to watch. I'm anxiously awaiting to see what happens. As far as some other news that's going on, we have Chain GPT. They are teaming up with Polygon Labs. They're trying to revolutionize NFT tokens. They're going to make it super easy for people to mint things to the blockchain using AI technology. It's all going to be done on Polygon, which is eventually going to be friction-free. It's super inexpensive to operate over there. And again, I think there's just this weird friction at the moment getting from chain to chain. But and this, even a year ago, you didn't see wallets like that. But now there are wallets where you can do swaps from different chains within the wallet. So all of these advantages that are coming down the pike, the user experience is getting better and better all the time. And that's where we're going. So watching Polygon begin to do this, things are going to change. It's going to open up doors for artists and different people that want to get involved in this ecosystem. Then you also have to think about, is it going to open doors for gamers to mint moments from their games, special events? There are going to be all kinds of things future forward. Imagine getting to digitize yourself and put yourself into the game. And you have a birthday party and all your friends are there and you want to memorialize a moment and snap an NFT and put it on the blockchain. And even though it's a digital moment, it's a capture in time of a specific moment that could be memorable moving forward. So how this technology is going to be used continues to amaze me and excite me. And that is why I stick around for this stuff. Okay, now getting onto this Munchables NFT thing. 17,400 Ethereum was swiped, which is just like an abs. Yeah, it just super quick. And so a couple of things happened with that swipe is they hired some developers online, and it turns out this one particular developer was actually posing as several other developers who also got hired. He posted this just resume that was spectacular. This one guy, he spoke every single programming language that the blockchain has to offer. And it didn't ring bells for people that how could one individual be proficient in 10 different languages? It's not possible. So as people begin to delve into some of the theatrics behind this, they started uncovering these little clues that initially people missed. And long story short, people came to the rescue. This crisis was averted. They did not have to shut down the bridge to the blockchain. So that was hopeful and interesting, but it's also something that you have to think about, that they did open the discussion to close that bridge. Was $62.8 million enough to close down a bridge of access for decentralized freedom, right? And these are the fears that we have when we think about central bank digital currency. The government can stop that shit from working. That's why we don't want these centralized entities to have control. And in this particular asset, this was happening on a blockchain that is new, that is blossoming, and it is just starting to do things. And because it's new, there's a portal to get in and out of it, and that portal can be stopped. The moat, the bridge can go up. And if that happens, people on the island are stuck there, including monetary funds. So the fact that they kept the bridge operational, so traffic didn't stop, kept it decentralized, to me was a win for the ecosystem. The fact that they got this hacker to release it's a win for everybody. I can't imagine having invested $300,000, going to bed last night thinking it was gone, and waking up the next morning, and you have Zach XBT and Pac-Man to thank for this miraculous effort, and funds were returned, and yeah, it's a win. It's a win for everybody. It really is. We have HSBC. They are making some crazy strides. They are the first to the plate to do this. They have created the gold token. It is being launched in Hong Kong. They have digitized gold tokens. We're going to talk about real world assets in a minute, but these guys are the first to the plate with this kind of financial realm of products. It is cementing technology in its place. It is opening the door and showing how blockchain technology can affect people that didn't think they were going to be adopters. And I'm going to get into real world assets toward the end of this, but it's interesting to see HSBC come to market with the gold token in Hong Kong. And we have, one of the technical analysis people that I follow, Altcoin Sherpa, he is sounding the bullish horn for a slew of tokens that I've been following. Just to throw them out there, we have Render, Solana, RSS3, and Vayner chain. Those are some things that I agree you should put on your DYOR list of things that you want to learn more about. They all have moonshot potentials. I'm just going to leave it at that. And finally, we have Circle. They decided to join forces with the Solana blockchain. This is like all this shit super excites me. Cross-chain transfers to the protocol between ecosystems. So again, all of these things are going to further enhance the user experience for us, make things better, faster, more networkable, more reachable for all of us, which makes it more fun to be involved in. If there's no barriers and you can just go enjoy it, wow, what a magical thing. So a lot of the people that got here early, that's why there are kind of these weird rewards built into this system, because we dealt with this uncertainty and this friction. And we figured out where the problems were for the next group of people that are going to inherit this space. And when I say inherit the space, I'm talking this year. I'm talking in the next 6 to 12 months, as Bitcoin hits 6 figures and above, the contestants or the people, the players in this space are going to double and triple so fast. And once that wave, it snowballs, right? It gets bigger and bigger the quicker, bye-bye, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, secret sauce for today is good judgment comes from experience. And a lot of that comes from bad judgment. So as you're making mistakes, keep that in mind. You are gaining experience. The trick is to move from experience to experience and not lose your tenacity to move forward. Remember, the rabbit hole runs deep. Still craving crypto clarity? Please subscribe to my Substack. And you know what? Before I tune off, I did want to circle back with you guys and just talk about some real world assets for a moment, because I think they are becoming, I don't think they are. They are becoming the next wave of this adoption. And in this space, what is interesting, I think for a lot of time, we thought the adoption was going to come through gamers. And I do not disagree with that. I think the gaming, it might not bring the audiences that people are thinking. It brings the technical advantages. It brings the need for better, faster, more efficient computers for a better user experience so the games can be more lifelike. I think in Web3, the gaming stuff, it's a sliver, but it's a driving sliver. It always continues to drive technology. So I applaud that. when I do look at the NFT space and the blockchain, I think that the real world assets are going to be the game changer. This is how we incorporate everybody. This is where the difference is made. So HSBC doing this gold token, that makes having gold super understandable. So if we think about some of these real world assets, I mean, we're talking about, think of, I don't know, a piece of property. Think of, it covers absolutely, okay. So let's just get into it. There is real estate. There are priceless pieces of artwork. There are rare commodities. If there is a Van Gogh painting, and let's say a museum owns it, and they decide they want to fractionalize it, and they want to do this as a gift to the patrons of the museum. So they take this particular Van Gogh and they fractionalize it, and they decide to gift 2,000 people an equal portion of this Van Gogh. And if this Van Gogh is worth $1 million, everybody has a piece of that sale price. Now, if you're not interested in holding this piece, you might want to sell it. And if there's another collector in this group of recipients that decides, wow, I want more of these, they want to buy it. So the idea exists that if you could own all of these individual tokens, you could now own the physical piece of artwork, which is absolutely true. But if you can't afford the entire artwork, now you can afford a piece of it. And as that artwork accrues in value, so will this piece of it. The interesting thing is, and I have not figured this out, and I'm just thinking out loud, is when we talk about the tokenization of assets and we talk, oh, I just figured it out. I'm thinking out loud. So this is what I'm thinking. So if we have a Van Gogh painting and there are 1,000 tokens created, and let's say somebody decided to burn 50 of those tokens, now that piece can never be whole again, but it actually can, because all this is on the blockchain and trackable. And if now the 1,000 tokens is minus 50, those 950 tokens now represent the full value for that piece. Hence, each token value now represents a larger share, AKA more money. So you could actually begin to burn tokens and get to the point where this Van Gogh was represented by 10 tokens and 10 individual holders. There are some interesting dynamics, but it also represents the opportunity for people to get involved with investments that they think are super interesting that they could never take part in. If you want to invest in Van Gogh specific art or Banksy art, and yes, there are tokenized Banksy pieces that you can buy a piece of. And if you just want to sit and hold those pieces because you think they will accrue in value, and at some point, if that Banksy piece, we've done the math. I don't need to beat you guys up. These are things that are coming down the pike. I think they're transformative. And the alchemy of transferring physical objects to digital representations, I think, is absolutely huge. It also begins to become this verifiable proof of ownership, right? And this is infallible. These blockchain recordings are, that's why this stuff is so amazing, because it's immutable. Once it's there, the record exists for everybody to see forever. And there is something special in that. No expensive company, no government, nobody can hide that. And it's interesting, when I started reporting on blockchain stuff, one of the things that interests me most and why I kind of started doing it, there was a group of people that wanted to take medical donations. And for instance, to get funding to do medical operations, it can be very expensive sometimes. And writing grant papers is laborsome and it could take years. So if we open up this ability to tokenize funding for, let's say, cancer research, and if you buy these tokens, you are agreeing to immediately fund different doctors. And think of it like investing in a medicine that you don't know if it's going to work. You're investing in these doctors. If they end up creating a cure for something, this token that you invested in them could be worth something in the future. But this is what's interesting. If you, by owning this token, right, agreed to donate money to this fund to get medical funding moving forward immediately, the other idea is that you also put into the contract the idea that these doctors, all of their research now becomes public, and it also goes on the blockchain. So corporations, companies, they cannot hold this information, and it becomes useful to everybody around the world immediately and accessible and actionable. These are fucking amazing ideas and things that are happening as we tokenize ideas, future prospects, real world property. These things are fucking awesome, and they get me super excited. So some of the key entries that are some of the key things that real RWA tokens are going to offer is, one, low entry barriers as far as price point. As I said, you could get a piece of a Banksy. Two, global accessibility. Now we have a marketplace that is accessible to anybody with a computer, anywhere, at any time in the world. 24/7, market never turns off. You want it, hook up to the computer, get on the internet, you have access to it. These are groundbreaking. This is amazing. Even with something like eBay, right? You're dealing with banks, you're dealing with ACH transfers, you're dealing with the post office. This digital world, it's instantaneous, it's magical. And ownership with things that you want when you want them is, I don't know, something that was kind of almost introduced by Amazon, right? Like this, I'm going to shop today and I want this shit tomorrow. If the guy's not here by noon, I'm kind of pissed off. It's like, I don't even need it. I don't even need the extra toilet paper, but you said it was going to be here tomorrow, so it should be here, you know? Enhanced liquidity. RWAs are going to introduce liquidity into things that didn't have it, because there's little pieces that can be bought and sold. So it's going to, more people interested because they have access to it. Diversified ownership. I just talked about the need for having things to be decentralized, so nobody has control. This is how you do it. These are some of the things that are magical. And I wanted to look at, so, I'm going to do two things. So one, I kind of did a list of some of the top RWA altcoins for 2024. And I'm just going to do a quick little bullet summary. Then I'm going to look at the real world asset coins by market cap produced by CoinGecko. So I'm just going to bring these up. I'm going to read them off to you. You can take notes, do whatever the fuck you want. I didn't mean to drop the F-bomb. But anyway, yeah, do what you want. So the first one is Landshare, ticker LAND. It is an RWA token transforming real-world properties into asset-backed income-generating tokens. It has demonstrated a 171% growth last year. It's outperforming 83% of the top 100 cryptocurrencies. The current market cap for this coin is 15 million USD. It is currently priced at about $3.86 to get in. Okay? This Landshare stuff, think of buying property, think of closing costs, think of escrows, think of attorneys. All of that stuff is going to be gone. You put your contract terms onto the blockchain. When the person on the other end agrees to the contract terms, they accept the contract, and it's locked and sealed on the blockchain. No attorneys needed, no closing. I mean, where we're going is amazing. These Landshare tokens are all part of bridging the gap to do all of this shit. Like, this stuff excites me. Do people drop the F-bomb on YouTube? If they don't, now they do. No, I apologize. Next up is Centrifuge. CFG. It is a decentralized protocol providing financials for RWAs, reducing capital costs for SMEs. The price surge, it's up 195% in the last year. The market cap is $489.31 million. It's priced at $1 at the moment. We have Pendle, ticker sign PENDLE. It is tokenizing specific platforms for trading future yield. Price is $3.94. The Fear and Greed index score on this is an 81. So people are aping into this because they see this as such a good thing. Because the Fear and Greed Index reads 81, as if you listen to my podcast, anytime that greed and fear index gets toward extreme greed, sometimes there's a correction coming. So put it on your list of things to research. Next up, Maple Token, ticker sign MPL. It is a decentralized bank for companies facilitating blockchain-based loans. It has a current market cap of about 114 million US dollars. It's priced at $25.77. It's interesting. Put it on your list. We have Polymesh. They specialize in blockchain for regulated assets, providing institutional solutions. Current market cap is about 500 million on that. It's priced at about 62 cents. DYOR. LumiShare, ticker sign LUMI. It is renewable energy investment, providing real-time data to investors. The price is about 12 cents currently. I'm just going to run through these guys. I put this list together. I'm probably going to include this in my Substack tomorrow morning if you guys want to get some eyes on it. We have Credit Coin, CTC. It is a credit platform transforming digital wallets into investment market. It is trending as one of the top RWA altcoins for investments at the moment. Goldfinch. Do your own research. This is awesome shit. It is a DeFi lending platform offering crypto loans with collateral. Getting into the DeFi space with digital collateral, it's so interesting to buy an asset, have it have value. You can instantly take it to a platform, get a loan on it to continue to play. It's a new world is emerging. These digital assets have instant value. Instant value. You spend money, get an asset, you take a loan out on it, you can begin playing protocols, earning money, APY, earn staking fees. There's some neat stuff. All these things are coming down the pike in the DeFi world. Next token is Mantra, ticker sign OM. It is a security-first RWA layer for the blockchain. They are catering to institutions and developers. The market cap is 572 million currently. It's priced at about 72 cents. Last one I'm going to put on the list is Ono Finance, ticker ONDO. It is a proxy for real-world asset coins, allowing users to earn returns on U.S. treasuries across different blockchains. It's priced at about 91 cents. And those are just the list of things that I put together. What I want you guys to think about as well, and I'm starting to look at this list now, is with these real-world assets, there's this huge movement for the AI-involved real-world assets. So not only is that companies that are doing things with AI technology, but there's this other movement I just want to throw. It's kind of interesting to grasp, but AI algorithms are going to become tokenized. So the workload that an AI can do, they are going to tokenize that as a product. And as a company decides, I want to incorporate your AI for this workload that I don't want to do anymore, that is going to be AI as a service. So it's interesting to watch. Not only is the RWA stuff, the real world asset tokenization of stuff, interesting, there's going to be this tokenization of actual functions of AI. So all this shit is super interesting. And just to give you an idea, so these are the current top real world assets by market cap according to CoinGecko. Some of the tokens that I listed in my top 10 are in this list. Centrifuge, a couple of them, Goldfinch. So TokenFi. These are interesting to watch, but I wanted to just look at, for instance, one of the largest gainers at the moment. It is up 160%. It is called Bricken. And this is an example, I believe, of one of these companies. So Bricken enables businesses to create digital tokens backed by tokenizing real-world assets. Through the token suite, clients can raise private or public capital by creating their own custom white-labeled token store and token offerings. Where can you buy Bricken? It is available on Mexi. this was not what I was hoping it was, but I am going to do some more interesting. I'm going to do some more research on this and figure out exactly what it is. You know, and that's just kind of what I had. I think real world assets are going to offer a play. I want to help make sense of that road for people that are just getting into this stuff, because I think it's an interesting game to play. I think a lot of people are playing this meme coin stuff right now, and that's time intensive, meaning a lot of these meme coins, you don't go to sleep with these coins in your wallet because they're that volatile. You could sleep for 4 hours and they're gone. They've rugged, they've turned to zero. But some of these RWA tokens are going to be long-term holds, things that you can put in your pocket. And as this tech develops and these companies become bigger and more powerful, you're going to want to find the alignment with them, because I think they're going to offer some interesting investment opportunities just to stay in the game moving forward. And yeah, like, I don't have a lot of other shit for you guys. You guys are fucking awesome. I hope you enjoy your day. And I'm going to send you out with just a little outro. And why don't you guys, listen, go to my website and buy a t-shirt. It helps me out. All right? That's all you got to do. Buy a t-shirt.